Hey, Landon.
Am I the first one in here?
You are. Did you just come in on the link I just sent in the text, or did you just get
No,
in?
I just go to my Gmail and then it said I had an incoming call.
Okay. I'm not sure why some of them are having trouble getting it, but
I don't know if they do what I do. I mean, I just go to my email and just kind of sit there until something shows up.
at 6 o'clock when it's set up, right?
Yeah.
Here comes Kristen.
Hey,
Hey, Kristen, how you doing?
good. How are you?
As you can see, I'm still at school.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm. We're still. Oh, here comes some more people.
I ran
Oh.
out of school today.
I'm on
I
spring
tried,
break.
but they caught me.
Me too.
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got out today though. Today starts it. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm on my fourth
Mine
day.
too.
Oh no.
No
We just.
wonder she looks so fresh. Look how fresh she looks.
Oh, I have a dinner, but I know I do look fresh.
You look good, girl.
Oh, well rested.
Oh, yes. As you can see, mine was a tough day. Okay, let me go back into ULM and see if the other ones have had success. Let's see. Usually Chelsea and them get right in, no problem. Hey, now don't drive and talk. No, don't drive and walk with those headphones.
I'm not.
Let's see.
I'm not leaving, Daddy. You ready to go? What's on your face? Why you move on your face?
I just got a text from Chelsea saying she's having trouble getting in. Somebody, I think Kimberly was having trouble getting in too. She said she had to re-download the app or something.
It downloads really slow.
I'm going to lose you off my screen for a second while I go to ULM. Okay, it sounds like Laura might be in.
You ready down there?
Hey.
Who's that?
My niece.
Hello.
She said hello.
Hello.
Here. Look, I took them out. Say hey.
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 I'm trying to send them a new message.
I don't even get the messages.
I don't either. I just signed in through my Hangout.
I just sign in on my computer to Gmail. I mean, that's what they need to do.
Well, and that's what I told them. I think Laura, said she's on there. Try sending them again, Kimberly. DES. I hate that we go through this every single time. So DES INPER. You know, by the time we get this all down to where we don't go through this each time, the class will be over.
So is this our last one of these?
No, we have to actually have, I think, 2 more. Because I think this one's filling in for February, for that one that we didn't have the PLC because of the canceled. There's Brandy. Hey, Brandy. For the canceled PLC, or the virtual conference we were supposed to have.
Gotcha.
But, and then, of course, we'll have to have one for April. Brandy, can you hear us? Oh, Brandy said she wasn't going to have headphones. That's what it was. Try now. I have Chelsea, who never has problems, saying she can't get on. Brandy's on, but she doesn't have her headset. So she said that she could probably hear us, but she wouldn't be able to talk to us. So we'll just keep talking to her. Oh, she says, I can hear, though. She can't talk, but she can hear. One of the PowerPoint presentations, I'm not sure if you received that in the ULM email I sent. It discussed some of the journals, magazines, and it was part of the PowerPoint that we didn't get to see during the last conference we had, the last seminar we had at ULM. And it was talking about journals, magazines, websites, things that you find informative or helpful in order to gather information for your classroom, or professional journals as well. We'll wait a few more minutes, and then I guess we'll just discuss as a group briefly, you know, what we find helpful, and then we'll just try to catch up with the others during the next PLC.
Eat your dinner. My mom's feeding my brothers. She's like, eat your dinner. Y'all are probably like, what?
Now it's up with the chocolate and his gem. Where's that Batman? That, you know?
Someone texted me, I don't know who, and said, all I see is a blurred pic of Teresa's family, and the live video broadcast will begin soon.
Who says that?
I don't know. 537-1920.
I wonder if they're on. Wonder if they're on a different one. You know what? I think they're on the one that I replied that I would be participating in as well, the email that I sent out. How do you cancel that? Because there is one, you know, where I get the email. Oh, I just got a picture of it. That's Chelsea. That's the old. That's the one through YouTube. Remember when we did that one time through YouTube?
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Let me see if I can't send her a picture of the actual.
One of these black words off and put them on here. Put it on here. No one will got it.
Wait, there's Laura. Laura's up now.
Down here.
Did you get your link through the email I sent?
I got something I copied and pasted and it got me here.
Yes. I have it.
Hey, Landon, will you text Chelsea and try her to ask her to check her ULM account?
I did.
You texted her?
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like we lost Brandy. She must have lost her connection. Kristen, is that your kids in the background?
Nope, that wasn't me. I'm on mute.
Oh, Landon, that must be your brother.
Yeah, they're talking about like Power Rangers and all sorts of stuff.
Well,
And when
Laura,
I talk, they think I'm talking to them, and they're like, "What?"
Amy just got in. You guys, I'm sorry I look so hideous. I'm seeing myself on this picture thinking, OMG.
I think we all look about like that right now.
I think we should probably go ahead and get started. What do you think?
Hey, Chelsea said it didn't work. Took her to the same thing again.
All right. Whoops, let me just text Kristen. I have the app on my phone. Am I going to have to press a link? Kristen, aren't you already on?
Chelsea's in.
I'm here now.
Hey, Chelsea, how you doing?
Good. How are y'all?
We're doing fine. We did have Brandy a second ago, but she's fallen off again, so I'm hoping she's going to be able to pull back up.
And yes, Miss Teresa, I'm there. That was an old text message.
Oh, okay. Now, can you see you guys? Landon.
What? I have really bad
Can you
connection.
guys see what's on my screen, or do you just see me?
I see you, but you're frozen.
I am frozen?
Yeah, but I hear you.
Frozen in time. Okay. Well, let's go ahead, guys, and get started with the PowerPoint that we were going to watch at the PLC or at the virtual seminar. I'm so sorry, at the seminar at ULM. It was collaborating with new teachers and observing and building trusting relationships. That was the PowerPoint that we were to be talking about. And we were going to be discussing connecting with new teachers and professional organizations. And the principle for that book was Principle 10. And it was addressing interpersonal relationships. And it discussed the teacher fostering relationships with their colleagues at the school, with the parents, the students in the classroom, with community representatives, and involving all those individuals to develop relationships with organizations outside of the school, as well as for professional development purposes within the school. Have you guys had a lot of opportunities? It's kind of hard at this point as being so new. Have you had an opportunity to develop any relationships, foster any relationships with anyone that you find is able to assist you at your new school?
Wait, it's messing up.
What's messing up, hon?
Like you were blotchy talking. I've made
Oh, so I was
great
just
relationships.
now.
Yeah, I couldn't even hear what you were asking me.
Oh man, how about you guys? Have we lost everyone?
I don't know.
I heard you. This is Kimberly.
Hello, Kimberly. I'm so glad to see you were able to join us.
I I heard too, but my microphone's on mute.
Okay, so when we were talking, I was talking about the collaborating and developing relationships. Uh, have you guys found a person, or maybe even just like a, um, when you have your grade level meetings, someone that you're able to rely on or to ask questions where you feel comfortable enough to
I
ask?
have.
I have.
I
This is
have.
Who has not?
Me, Kimberly.
Okay, so you're third grade, right? Third grade.
Yeah.
You're still having some difficulties developing those kind of relationships.
Yeah, because I don't think the people I work with are I don't know,
Supportive.
reliable. Yeah. One of them is. The other one is not very much so.
Oh, I'm like best friends with my coworkers.
Chelsea, did you just say something, or were you just coming mute?
I mean, I am too. What Landon said, like we have our curriculum coordinator that I feel comfortable with, that I go to for questions and stuff.
Okay, I will say that we have an instructional facilitator, and I've never been facilitated. Like, I feel like I don't have that resource, even though I'm supposed to. But there is someone with the job title.
But she doesn't come into the room or help you, or even check that you make sure that you're following the pasting
No.
guide or anything.
We turn lesson plans in, and she checks them, and then they'll like give us feedback like on a piece of paper. But I was told before, and I'm not hating on anybody at my job, I think they do it a lot more with the younger people, or maybe people who maybe aren't on the right track. But I was told before I started that they would be in there modeling all the time, and I don't have that. We actually have some people called JBHM or something. Do you know who that is?
Yep.
They're in there with me right now. So that's real. And I actually got really frustrated like a week ago because it's the first time I've really had guidance since the beginning, you know?
Well, and JBHM is actually an outside organization hired by your school in order to check
That's my
your
point.
processes.
That is who I have. Other than that, that's really it.
Kimberly, have you talked to the principal even more about your frustrations? 'Cause I know you've shared your frustrations with your principal pretty much frequently. I mean, it seems like you're pretty communicative with them.
Yeah, I do communicate a lot more with the principal instead of I do ask them questions when I need to know something, but it's not like a buddy type of relationship or something. But it's like we're not all on the same page on what we should be doing with the kids or how we should be disciplining or setting consequences. We're not all on the same page, and that's where the differences come in. Like we started something at the beginning of the year and said, okay, this is what we're going to do as far as behavioral discipline is concerned, and then one of the teachers just in the middle of the year just stopped. Like, didn't tell anybody, didn't tell either one of us. She just stopped handing out the cards that we decided to do. And the kids all like, Ms. Williams, do you still hand out your cards? I'm like, yeah. Well, my teacher don't hand out her cards. I want my card, you know. So it's just, I think it's just a person who's been a teacher for a long time, for years, and she's just kind of Like, okay, well, I don't think this is working, so I'm not doing it anymore. It's not like a discussion. It's not up for discussion or anything.
Did you address that with her?
No, not really. I don't feel like it would have changed anything. Because she's kind of the type of person, well, I'm not doing it, so hey, and you just have to deal with it.
Well, certainly that would create a challenge, but one of the things that kids need definitely is consistency. And, if you're finding that consistency or lack thereof is undermining the processes that the grade levels put in place, then maybe you should bring it to her attention. And then if that isn't successful, maybe the entire, like, do you have 3 teachers that are in your grade, or 4,
Yeah.
or how many teachers?
Yeah, it's 3. It's me and 2 other teachers.
Maybe,
It's like, and
maybe if both of you.
like, say for instance, you know how a lot of teachers take recess from kids who are not acting, right. Their behavior is not right. So if you get so many conduct marks, you lose your recess. They've been working longer than me, so I figured they would know better. But they said that they don't agree with taking recess for a whole week and running it into the next week. And, I try to be firm, and they're just like, oh, well, we don't think we should take recess on Monday. That happened last week, or that happened Friday, and this is a new day. We think we should start off with a clean slate, which to me is telling the kids, oh, you can act up as much as you want to. Eventually, we're just going to give in. So that's what it says to me.
Chelsea, your picture just came up, so I thought you were getting ready to say something. But, that is challenging, especially with recess, when you're taking recess, because a lot of time the kids really need to go and, release that excess energy and the pent-up aggression that they may be having by sitting in the classroom the entire time, when a lot of kids really have to move. I know it's hard at the point you guys are in right now, because it was really hard for me as well. But it's getting better now, and the fact that, Kimberly, you were at the conference, the Kagan conference, in regards to behavior and how to deal with challenging students with challenging behavior. But I did have to do a lot of research when I didn't feel at my one school that I was really having the most effective discipline plan in place.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. It's challenging when you say that, you have done this several times in regards to verbalizing your concerns, and it seems kind of like at times you're continuing to verbalize the same thing without any resolution occurring for you, which I can tell is creating a little resentment. Anybody have any suggestions for her in regards to how to handle her coworker? I guess that's a no. Okay. Well, some of the other things that you could do, I guess, would be to go online and look up some. I don't know. I haven't had to do this, but maybe do some research and find out what's most effective for students, rather than taking their recess. Because obviously, if you're doing the same thing over and over again and it's not effective, then you need to find something else that really motivates that student, and take that away rather than the recess. Am I understanding correctly that she thinks that the recess isn't being effective, or that she thinks that the delay in punishment is?
They don't think anything is effective.
Brandy asked, have you called the students' parents?
I haven't called parents a lot, which I need to. It just takes so much time. I haven't even incorporated that into it. Now, we have made up the thing to where we're supposed to call parents before we even send them to the office or anything like that, but I think all 3 of us rarely stick to that and rarely do it. Some parents are like if you call, it's like, okay, well, send them to the office. They know what to do. So
That's how our parents are. Like, we'll call them, and they're like, well, y'all need to take care of them.
yeah, so like I just would rather send them to the office first because I know what the parent is gonna say.
Yeah, or they'll say, I'm at work. And I'm like, me too. I mean,
Well, I haven't had to send anyone to the office. However, I have been. Not this year. Not this year.
I could throw my computer at you.
Oh, I'm sorry, but no. Listen, I don't. I'm very tough in the classroom, and I will tell you, I will take the student. The student writes down their own conduct in their conduct book. The student has to assume responsibility or accountability for their actions. The first thing we'll do in the event that there's something that's disagreement, we'll actually sit down and have a discussion directly with the student. And then after 2 times of repeated behavior, then I'm going to have them call that parent, and I'm going to have them with me. They will initially tell the parent what it is that happened, and then I'll get on and correct whatever they said or tell what they didn't say. But I found speaking with the parents has been very effective. Now,
Yeah, but do you do that during your class time?
no, I do not interrupt class. I will, if it depends on what it is. If it's something that's happened at recess, if it's something that's happening during the class, if I find I can't contain them or their behavior is too distracting to their other class members, I will move their desk to where they are actually behind. I don't know if you can see right here, but beside my door we have a short little wall, and I will put their desk to where they can still see the board, but they can't see the other students, and they'll sit there until we've either rotate a class or I'll put a class monitor in place if it's bad enough and actually walk down with the student and call right then.
Mm.
But I find that my parents are definitely my advocates. I did have, when I was at a different school district and didn't have the complete support of the parents, I did have challenges at that school district, but I do know every time I called and did get a hold of a parent, talk to them, the student would come back and tell me they'd been spanked the night before or something like that. I mean, I don't think that's the most effective reprimand personally, because I don't think you should be dealing with behavior with punishments such as spankings and stuff, because that only, in my opinion, shows them that the way you handle anger is to hit someone. But
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes need, I guess.
I have a few parents, like 2 or 3, that really are, like, I know to call them if something goes on. I wish that I had more parental support in the sense that, like, especially when it comes to discipline, it's kind of nice sometimes to not have overly involved parents.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it'd be nice too that if a discipline problem arose, that I could simply call them and it'd be taken care of versus me being the only, choice. And mine that I say I send to the office, it's not because of like disrespect or something. Usually that's because I can't handle it because it's bad.
Because they're actually physically acting out.
Usually it's a physical altercation, a fight. For me, it's 90% of office visits are that, not disrespect. Disrespect, I mean, I can get that under control, but I don't want to deal with all the other stuff. I really don't.
Well, yeah, I've not had a fight.
No, I've gotten hit and I've gotten my phone broken.
Wow.
I remember you saying it in our last meeting.
Yeah,
Amy, thanks for joining us. I don't know if she can hear us or not. Yeah, no, I remember you saying at the last meeting that your phone was broken by one of the students in an altercation.
Yeah, I mean,
Teresa, I'm the kind of the complete opposite. I can handle the physical better than I can handle the disrespect. I don't deal well with disrespect.
What do you mean by don't do well?
I just don't handle it well. It just fuels my fire and burns me up. I don't let anybody speak to me that way. And for a 10-year-old child to do it aggravates the fire out of me.
Right.
and their parents are. I've got a couple that they just don't care. They don't. They've said don't call me. I'm not going to do anything.
Wow. So what do you do in the classroom when they act out or when they disrespect you? What are their consequences that you found are effective?
Well, I mean, I've got several that are, they're at like a 50 in conduct. They don't. Conduct mark's not doing anything. You can send them to the office, but the principal's like got a stack a mile high on her desk, and she wants you to handle it. Well, what else do you want me to do? My hands are tied at that point.
When you guys first met your students, did you guys sit down for just like a quick 5 minutes or so and find out what they liked and what they didn't like and what they thought would be an appropriate consequence or an action?
I did go over we made up the rule they thought was appropriate and not appropriate, but the first part that you said about like and dislike, I didn't.
See, I did. My thing is that some of I went over it, and some of my kids got it. And then now, usually when they're just misbehaving, some of the good ones are like, Miss Young, they are being so disrespectful. I wish they'd stop being like this. So blah blah blah. I mean, it's sad because they're pointing it out more than I am.
Yeah, I get that too.
And I'm still teaching. They just won't stop.
I thought it was only me.
Oh, God, no.
It's only a select few, though. I mean, and, at this point in the ball game, and I hate to say it because they've told us not to do it, but, yeah, I just want to survive the next 6 weeks.
Hey, absolutely. Next year will always be better.
And you know how I told you about how they put those 20 misbehaved kids in one class?
Yes.
So my one or two problems can be controlled easily because their classmates aren't out of control. But that last class, you can't get one under control because there's 20 of them that are literally walking out the room. I mean, just doing what they want to do. It is anything goes, And
wow.
And there's 19 other of them that are doing it. So in the other classes, when 1 or 2 kids are being bad, they look around and they're like, okay, we're the only ones acting like this. Not so much that last class. They're all acting like that.
Have you guys had parent conferences where you'll bring the parents in?
We've had some conferences, all right, and the parents just get mad at us. And say that their kids don't act that way. And I want to put a video camera on their kid, and I can't.
My sister asked me the same thing, do we have parent conferences? And I told her, I don't know the first thing about having a parent conference. So, no, I don't have parent conferences. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to do for parent conferences, so no.
Well, I've had some parents yell at me.
Well, and I tell them if they start yelling, certainly that's not appropriate behavior for even the parents. So they. But if you have someone like that, you should. Yeah, exactly. But Kimberly, I've been more. Maybe we can add that as one of the things to talk about after our next meeting in April. Because parent-teacher conferences are wicked important to get the parent on your side as well. And so that the parent understands and the student sees that the two of you are working together to make sure that the student doesn't misbehave. I've had a couple of parents in. I've actually had probably close to 10 parent-teacher conferences since January on students that are failing or students that are misbehaving. And each time it seemed to be relatively effective.
Teresa, Brandy just texted or typed a message that said, tell them on the phone, to as polite as you can, that you need their help.
Right. Absolutely.
And there are parents out there that are willing to do it, and they do. But then you have those few that will tell you what you want to hear, but don't follow through.
Right. But when your student is failing, and you need to have that documentation for certain.
Right.
But ideally, the exchange between you, the student, and the parent is positive. And you're absolutely right. There's a very diplomatic way that you need to handle yourself or carry yourself, because you don't want to come down condescending. You don't want to be belittling. You really, honestly, Kimberly, all you do when you get a hold of the parent, you just ask them, is there an opportunity that we can get together and discuss some of the behavior that is occurring in the classroom that I think is negatively impacting your child's ability to learn. I want to get together and see what we can do to help them work through this. Make sure that they understand that they're part of a team and they're vital to that team. So, Kimberly, if you want more information on that, or if that'd be something you think would be beneficial, we could all talk about that at one of the topics after our next April meeting.
Sure.
Okay.
That would be good for me for next year.
Absolutely, and it's really well, you still have 6 weeks, but I tell you, if it's to the point where you haven't had any resolution and you're continuing to send it to the front office, at some point the principal's going to come to you and say, these behaviors, you haven't called the parents in, you haven't done this, and you're actually, could be a causative agent in some of these behaviors. So you also have to be careful in that point as well.
Okay.
My old principal would say, why are you sending to me? You should be able to handle it. This is poor classroom management on your part if you're not able to handle it without sending them to me.
Mm-hmm.
But, all right. Does anyone, I know I promised that we would get off here as close to 6:30 as possible. Let's go ahead and bring this to a close unless you guys have any burning questions right now that we haven't already discussed.
Nope.
All right. Landon, where are you going for dinner?
I don't know yet.
Well, you have a fabulous dinner, a fabulous rest of the spring break, and to the rest of us, let's go start our spring break. Let's go start our spring break.
True that.
All right, guys, you have a fabulous Easter break and spring break.
Okay, y'all too.
Bye.
Take care. Thanks for joining, guys.